Welcome back to Young Trip Reactions. The next video we're going to do is KKK materials found in a government office. This is crazy. Let's get into this.
KKK materials found in a government office. What state? 2 guesses. Nope, not Florida. That's right, Mississippi. All right, put it up. Full mass. I mean, damn. Mississippi Department of Public Safety. Wow. Officials stumbled across KKK material while cleaning out a closet to move the department to the department's new headquarters. Keep that picture up, Jordan. You're doing some basic routine, you're tidying up things, okay? And you go into a particular closet and you find this. You didn't get that from Party City. That's an authentic KKK hood, all right? With actual documentation to go with it. So inside a small blue suitcase, they found a handbook for the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, the most violent white supremacist terrorist group in the 1960s and beyond, which carried out at least 10 killings. Obviously, that's significantly underreported. Officials also found Klan charters, a Klan robe, KKK recruit materials, propaganda, meeting notes, ledgers, and a list of members who actually paid their dues and those who did not pay their dues. Quote, Mississippi Highway Patrol troopers and agents with the Mississippi Department of Public Safety have worked for decades with our federal law enforcement partners to shed light on the darkness in which groups like the Ku Klux Klan chose to operate, end quote. Public Safety Commissioner Sean Tyndale said this in a press release. Quote, by preserving these artifacts and shedding light on such organizations, we help ensure that future generations are never led astray by such hate. So the long-hidden material gives a glimpse into the dark past where members for the White Knights soared in Mississippi. This was in the late 1960s. How many members are we talking about? Well, let's call it a mega church. 100,000 members. 100,000 members. You got to understand, these are the folks willing to put their name on it. We're not talking about the people who are down with it that just won't pay dues. We're talking about the people who put their name on it, pay money into it, meant. All right, 100,000 members and politicians sought their support. This notebook shows who did and did not pay. So you have a ledger here, provides dues that were required. Obviously, at the time, it even shows individuals who made a partial payment of $150 rather than $3, et cetera, et cetera. The handbook that state investigators obtained outlined secret rituals, bylaws, and operations of the White Knights. The organization created a voting registration committee to, quote, study and watch the Negro voting activity. To study and watch the Negro voting activity, and an intelligence committee. You heard that right. To, quote, keep accurate and indexed information on people, places, and cars. I got a lot more here. Now, I want to remind you, reason why these sound so sophisticated and investigatory is because, well, a lot of police officers were involved in the leadership of the Klan.
And that's why we have so many racist cops and past racist cops that we know of that have led to people who are of color passing away. Derek Chauvin, Kim Potter, so on and so on. Breonna Taylor. So, yep. Let's continue.
Okay? So these are investigatory tools, wording, committees. Put it up full mass.
For the next 3 months, make it a habit. 10 minutes a day to get unrecognizable by June.
This page features a drawing of the proper way to set up White Knight's meeting. Former Klansmen have described a sword on top of a Bible turned to the passage, Romans 12:1, quote, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. That's part of what was found and exposed by the Department of Public Safety in Mississippi. They also provided this. The materials show the emphasis that the Klan placed on secrecy. They assumed their phones were tapped, so they spoke in code. They assumed their letters might be read, so they typed deceptive language.
This is crazy. So they assumed that the phones were tapped, so they talked in code. They assumed that their letters were getting read, so they typed in secret. And let's not forget about the part that we just, talked about just a few minutes ago, about how police officers are involved in all of this, and it makes you think about people like George Floyd, like I said earlier, Breonna Taylor, the Rayshard Brooks, and then the officers that were involved in those cases, Derek Chauvin, Kim Potter, so on and so forth. Let's continue.
And did not sign them. They wore gloves so their fingerprints would not be detected. There you have it.
This is crazy. Gloves so their fingerprints wouldn't be detected. Typed in code so people wouldn't be able to understand what their letters said. Spoken code over the phone so you wouldn't understand what they are saying. Crazy. Let's continue.
The secrecy is reflected in the minutes of meetings obtained by troopers where Klansmen were referred to strictly by their numbers. For instance, the minute keeper wrote about the meeting on June 25th, 1964. Number 16 made a motion, and it was seconded by number 5, that we keep a car on the road every night investigating the condition of everything and what activity as they said, was going on, and it were agreed by the unit, end quote. Despite such work to keep things secret, the ledgers tracking Klan dues, which troopers obtained, show the names and numbers of all the Klansmen in the 60s. Chapters were all across the United States of America. They found it in a government building. All right, Senator, thoughts?
And what they found was turned over to, I think, the Mississippi Archives. So I'm really glad that it is going to be there for all the world to see when they visit. Yeah, Nina Simone, Mississippi, goddamn, is what's coming to mind right now, Doc. And see, they knew this stuff was wrong. That's why they had numbers in the meeting instead of saying Mr. Jones or Mr. Johnson. There was a part of them. But the nerve to have it set up and then have a sword on top of a Bible and to think that you're doing God's work. I mean, that is the delusion here. And the fact that, as you laid out, Doc, unfortunately, many members of law enforcement were members of the Ku Klux Klan, as well as elected officials. And that is how they were able to know when so-and-so was in jail, or when when a black person that they were going to seek to lynch was in jail, when they would be released, how they were able to get into the jails. It was because they had inside help. And some of the stuff that you read, Doc, reminded me of what's going on with the Save Act right now. They want to know the patterns of how Negroes vote. Why? Why do you need to know that? Is it so that you can intimidate them, maybe harass them, threaten them? I mean, people were really killed over this. Black people were literally killed because they were trying to exercise their fundamental right to vote. So what's done in the dark comes to the light, and I'm glad that we have this documentation to be studied.
Well said. Obviously, we will keep everyone updated if there's a development from this story, but it's a chilling reality and an ironic time for that chilling reality to be discovered again during a time where significant modern day oppression is happening to Black people and individuals who happen to not be white men in general.
Should these glasses be illegal in the U.S.?
Nobody believed me at first, but now everybody wants a pair.
Yeah, that is crazy. To find paperwork from the 60s of people that was connected to the Ku Klux Klan in a government office in 2026 due to them trying to move to another building. Let me know what y'all think about this. I just can't believe we're still dealing with this in 2026. Absolutely crazy that we are still dealing with this in 2026. For anybody who think racism is gone, or that people are not getting mistreated, or people don't get mistreated, think again. And this paperwork should tell you everything to know that it still exists. Paperwork from the 60s. I don't even know what else to say. Drop a comment. Tell me what you think about this. I would love to hear y'all thoughts. Peace.